You are dying. You want to die.
Wolverine is virtually an immortal mutant, possessing a regenerative healing factor that has kept him alive since the 19th century. But Wolverine's long life becomes a curse to him, with the mutant occasionally yearning to live a normal human existence. This brings us to the question, can Wolverine actually die? Today at ScreenRant, we have a look at the multiple answers.
Something inside you is poisoning you. You've got to check yourself into a hospital.
In the world of the Fox X-Men movies, Wolverine can eventually die, as audiences saw in Logan. The 2017 movie had Wolverine suffering from adamantium poisoning, which affects his healing factor and makes him more vulnerable to injuries. While Logan didn't give any straight answers as to what caused the adamantium poisoning, it's pretty clear what happened. Wolverine initially had a bone skeleton, with a healing factor that limited aging and death. After being subjected to the Weapon X program in the 1970s, Wolverine unwillingly received an adamantium coating over his skeleton, making him indestructible and turning his claws into metal. But the adamantium coating visibly led to infection and poisoning a few decades later, slowing down Wolverine's healing factor and killing him from the inside. Regardless of how Wolverine's mutant body healed, he probably couldn't metabolize the metal in his system.
Don't be what they made you.
Coming to the comics, Wolverine notably died in the storyline titled The Death of Wolverine by Charles Soule and Steve McNiven. In this 2014 storyline, a virus from the microverse infects Wolverine and strips him of his healing factor. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, attempts to help him get back his powers, but Wolverine accepts his new vulnerability. He eventually reaches a full circle as he confronts Weapon X founder Dr. Abraham Cornelius. While Cornelius plans to replicate Wolverine's genetic structure in other Weapon X programs, he obviously fails to copy the healing factor. A fight in the evil scientist's lab occurs in which Wolverine slashes a container of adamantium, but with no way out, Wolverine is covered in the molten metal from head to toe. The mutant finally gives up and dies of suffocation, ironically covered in the metal that was once his skeleton. Apart from Death of Wolverine, Logan has been killed in other ways, such as getting his neck snapped by Hulk or getting stabbed by Deadpool. But the adamantium-clawed mutant has also tried to take his own life. In Old Man Logan, Wolverine is tricked by Mysterio into killing his fellow X-Men. Burdened with guilt and anger, Wolverine sits on a train track, hoping a freight train will run him over. With his healing factor, nothing happens to him, and it's on that day that he decides to kill his Wolverine persona and just live life as Logan. So technically, Wolverine doesn't die this time, but goes through a metaphorical death. So there you have it. There were a few moments when Wolverine had a brush with death. Even the toughest mutants can sometimes rest in peace. Thanks for watching ScreenRant. Stay tuned for more comic news.